Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading for March 27th to April 2nd. This is for Gemini Sun and Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity and to get more detailed with your reading. I do this because, Gemini, I love you. You know I love you. I want you to feel like this is a personal reading rather than a general spread. And I also use astrology because it's been used for thousands of years. It's had major influence on divination, including tarot. And every tarot card does have an astrological element of ruling planet. So we get really deep when the two are combined. Now, for you this week, Gemini, I'm not going to lie, it's a big week. There's less aspects than last week, but it is still powerful aspects this week. And for you particularly, I love it, okay? The reason why, I want you to mark down, Monday. So Mercury is conjuncting Jupiter. So Mercury, your ruling planet, the planet of communication, and you are the communicator, is basically hugging Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, good luck, promise, prosperity, profit, expansion in the sky. And so this is really great. It's a great time to communicate the things that you need. You may have important conversations, interviews. It's a good time to sign contracts. I may have said this in one of your last readings, but there are no retrogrades right now. No retrogrades. You have a lot of power right now. Okay, Gemini. Now, what other date I want you to mark is Thursday, March 30th. Okay. The reason why is because Mars is trining Saturn. Now, this is really interesting because Mars has been in your sign for about 7 months. And for some of y'all, things could have been like crazy. All right. Mars is finally actually over the weekend moved into Cancer. So Mars is in Cancer this week. Now, Mars is a planet of action. All right. It is the planet of drive, right? Cancer's a little bit more, it's softer than that. All right. It's more sensitive, more emotionally based, right? And so with Mars in Cancer, all right, Mars trining Saturn, already that's a good thing because your passions, your drive, the actions you take toward your passions or whatnot, this is a good day where it brings stability because Saturn is all about that structure, right? Now, Mars in Cancer, your second house. All right. So Mars is in Cancer for a few weeks. Okay. And so this is, or more than a few weeks, but this is really, really great because what does that mean for you, Gemini? That's your second house of earned income, salary, finances. A lot of y'all could actually be getting new jobs. A lot of y'all could be seeing increases in your salary. There's a lot of potential here. A lot of potential. If money is not a thing for you, I say this all the time. If you're like the king of Norway watching this video where you're like, money, like that's not a thing for me. The second house also rules like values and self-values, and Venus is in Taurus right now. And so there's a lot of, there could be, you have this renewed sense of like, yes, I believe in myself. I'm definitely not getting, paid what I'm valued for. A lot of that could emerge this week. Now, that same day, Venus is conjuncting Uranus. Now, Venus, already in a good place because it's in Taurus, like I said, but it's domicile, so it's at home, it's at its best, and Venus is a planet of love, right? Of romance, of our passions, money, sex, everything that you think Venus represents, right? And it is conjuncting Uranus, which is a planet of surprises and the unexpected. So it's actually a really good placement, and it just means you could get surprising news or something surprising could happen. You could, have a sliding doors moment. You could meet your soulmate, in an elevator or in line at Starbucks, wherever you go. It could also mean that you hear about something you've been working on. Maybe you've been working on a book, or maybe you've been working on some, passion project. But all in all, really great aspects this week. And again, no retrograde. So, but the other thing is, I don't know if you saw your last reading. That was a powerful reading. And then with all that activity that we did have in Aries, which represents your 11th house of your social network, all right? Expansion in that area, organizations you belong to, groups you belong to, and I always say, don't exclude your LinkedIn community, right? That's, a group right there. But it's also the house of your hopes and wishes. So, Gemini, let's go ahead and see what's going on for you this week. March 27th to April 2nd. Again, this is for Gemini, Sun, and rising. Now, Gemini, like I said earlier, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. It gives the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we'll pull clarifiers. Secondly, Gemini, I love you. I love you. I really love my Geminis. You know, my rising is Gemini. I love being a Gemini rising. But you know, I'm an Aquarius, so Aquarians and Geminis are two. I mean, like we are like the perfect match. We make like really good friends, and I love my Geminis. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with your reading. Oh my goodness. Okay. So remember how I said earlier there's a lot of activity in your 11th house with your hopes and wishes? Look what you got in the heart of your spread. You got the 9 of Cups. So we're going to talk about that. You're moving into a brand new place in your life. It's not even, I mean, it's right here. Even astrologically, I mean, you're moving into a brand new era, brand new place in your life, okay? Very auspicious. Now, we know this is the your wish coming true card, all right? It's in the heart of your spread. Before we even get there, look what you got. You got the world in your past. This is amazing. So some Geminis have already gone to the next level, have ascended, have gotten a new job, have started a new journey, have gone on this new path. Hey, more power to you and congratulations. The world, we've come, you know, there's 22 paths in the tree of life and then 22 major arcanas. We've come to the end now, all right? You see the 4 fixed signs in the corners of the world here, all right? So they bring that stability. Now, you do see the dancing woman in the middle. I mean, like, this is like victory. This is success. This is like, I've come to this long journey through the entire journey from starting with the Fool's journey, right? All the way to the end. And you're coming into this new part of your life. There's something new coming through, and it's this wish that you wanted. It's coming through this week. You got the 9 of Cups, all right? Look at the cups aligned over his head, right? It's almost like, well, first, that's a lot of enlightenment, okay? Secondly, look how happy he is. It's almost as if he's showing off his cups like they're trophies. Be very proud. Be very proud of where you're at for coming to the world, all right? And then what comes after the world? A new journey. You're on this new path with something that you wanted happening this week, coming to fruition this week, something that you're going to manifest. And I really want you to put that energy toward that too, okay? I really want you to put that energy toward that, especially because you did get the King of Wands, but in your challenge area. The challenge area, I call it the breakthrough area. The technical term is challenge, but the King of Wands, very powerful. He's a really fun king, okay? And he earned his spot. This wasn't succession, okay? He earned his spot here. He moved up. And he's a very transformative king. And he's just so ready to just... Oh, he's just so passionate. It's like he's got so much energy. He can't even sit still, right? He wants to do this. He wants to do that. He wants to help these people. He wants to like see what's going on with these people. He wants to have conversations with them. He wants to be a social butterfly. I mean, the ones are fire, right? Very fiery. And also, look, he's the only king. Look, you can barely tell, but he's leaning forward. And it's almost like he's ready to just get out of it. Like, he's ready to get out of it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so it's a very great card because it's also, he represents like the entrepreneur, okay? The King of Wands. I say he's the Steve Jobs of tarot, very influential, very inspiring, really worked hard to get where he's at, all right? To sit in that throne. It came in your challenge area, all right? So, 2 things. 1, I don't want you to feel like dispirited. I don't want you to feel uninspired. I don't want you to feel any of that this week, okay? I want you to feel like you're sitting in that throne, all right? And I want you to be very, you know, you have a lot of power to direct your actions this week, okay? And especially with Mars and Mars leaving your sign going into Cancer, which is, again, a lot of your actions you're going to take this week will be emotionally based, right? Fueled by emotions. Now, that's not always a great thing because sometimes you can be a little like, not you, but like when Mars is in Cancer, it can be like sometimes like passive aggressive energy, or it can be like, a little snappy if you're like in a bad mood that day, right? Because, just remember, think of that sensitivity. Think of Cancer, the crab, right? So, all I'm saying is anything that happens this week, anything that you're going toward, anything that has to do with your hopes and dreams, like coming to your fruition and manifesting them, if you have to communicate it like in a way that is very Gemini, all right? Just like very like, you're an air sign. You're up here, you so smart, you're brilliant, you're clever. The way that you think, right? You can communicate. You're the best communicator, in fact, all right? And so I don't want you to feel uninspired, and I don't want you to feel like that the things that you want, I don't want you to think that you can't get them. You can. You absolutely can. And if you have to communicate this week, do it in a way where it's not like self-sabotagey, if that makes sense. All right? And I'm not saying that you are going to. I'm just saying, like, be aware of the way that you communicate. Now, you did get the Six of Pentacles, all right, in your crown. I really love this for you. You know I love this card, all right? This is, six. Six is in the tree of life. It's the heart. It's the heart, right? This is all about harmony, all right? This is all about harmony. A lot of beauty here too, which I'm only mentioning in the tree of life. It's beauty, but I'm mentioning that because Venus is in Taurus, which does represent beauty. But listen, Six of Pentacles. All I'm saying here is this came up in your crown, all right? So this is all about generosity. It's all about gratitude. It's all about sharing the wealth, all right? And I always say gratitude is what fuels the positive energies of this universe. Now, when you have that understanding of giving and receiving, all right, it really helps that energy flow, okay? You even see the scale in his hand for that balance, right? And he's helping the needy. So this is like, he's a very philanthropic person. This is just sharing the wealth, all right? It's something that you want to do, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your family. There's a lot of that, but I want you to have that balance, okay? Ask yourself, do I give and give and give and get nothing in return, right? Or do I sit there and I wait for things, I'm not giving anything? Understand that balance, right? Because there's a lot of karmic energy attached to that card as well, okay? But it is something, because it's come up in your crown, it is something that you may be thinking about this week. And I'd like for you to, all right? Because it's going to help like bring that balance, especially with the King of Wands and, your challenge area, all right? Let's offset that, all right? Let's offset that. And I want you to feel empowered this week, okay? I don't want you to feel powerless. I want you to feel powerful, empowered, and know you're about to start this brand new journey, all right? Brand new journey. All right, you did get the Seven of Wands, okay? I love that you got the Seven of Wands because it looks like there are things that you want. You've been fighting for it. You've been fighting for it. No one's going to take anything away from you. The Seven of Wands is all about valor. It's all about standing your ground, standing for what you believe in as well. It's really like the things that you're passionate about. Like, don't let anyone, whether it's friends, whether it's family, whether it's like colleagues, the cat down the street, don't let anyone or anything take that from you, okay? This is your life, right? This is your life. You make the calls. All right? So this is indicating that you've maybe had to be a little defensive around some things, okay? You've really had to, and if not defensive, just really like stand your ground. There could have been some obstacles and you're just like, nope, nope, nope. Remember, like in the movie The Truman Show, toward the end, when he's on that raft and he wants to discover himself, all he has to do is get to that door. But then they create all those storms. It didn't knock him off. That's what this card is, okay? That's what this card is. Just holding on to that. Now, the reason why you are moving into this brand new places. Not only did you get the World in your past, you got the Ten of Wands in your future. This is amazing, okay? Ten of Wands, this is indicating that, there could have been some, like, burnout energy, and you could still be going through it a little bit this week. Even, like, it's a lot of burden, okay? A lot of burden. I'm getting a lot of energy of like self-imposed too. Like there's a lot of burden you're bringing upon yourself. Maybe there's a decision you've had to make. Maybe there's a situation that you were in that you were just like, ah, this is just not cool. But at the end of the day, 10 is the end, okay? 10 is the end of the suit. So you're going to lay these wands down soon, okay? Because when you have all that burden, when you have that stress, when you're on the verge of burnout, it's almost like you can't see your path anymore, all right? But with this coming up in your future, that 10 is the end, and there you go. I love that. So clarified, you got the 4 of Swords, you got the 5 of Wands. I know I'm doing a couple clarifiers for you here. And then you got the King of Pentacles. So this is amazing. All right, so we're laying those wands down soon. You're about to start this new journey, all right? So you're going to have to take a little rest, all right? This is all about meditation. 4 is all about order. You see the 4 swords, okay? 4 of Swords, right? This is all about stillness of mind, all right? Having that stillness of mind, and it's going to come when you lay those wands down, all right? Because there's going to be some newness coming into your life. Now, you did get the 5 of Wands, so in the future, after this, it's almost like it's like, you know what it is? It's like, let's say you're, like running track and field, all right? And you're in this race, and you take a little pause to catch your breath, and then you have to get going again, all right? And then there's all those people who've caught up with you, all right? There's a lot of competitive energy with this, all right? But it's really not, it's not anything, it's, I'm not even getting the energy that it's something, it's not even like a red flag. And in fact, and I point this out all the time, this, sure, it's a conflict card, but it's not one it's more like not worth your time. Is this worth it for you? You see, it's just kids swinging their wands in the air, okay? So it's a lot of egos at play. So it's like you take this time to rest a little bit and you get back in the game, and there's just going to be, it's not going to be like an easy entry, but it's going to be an entry. And it's going to be an entry where you're just going to have to be you, all right? Be you and rise above any of this, all right? Rise above if there's any sort of like not seeing eye to eye with people, or just, again, it's really not a big energy that I'm picking up. It's more of just like you're getting back in the game, and with any game there's always like a sense of like there's a lot of activity happening, all right? Egos at play, competition. Think about the word competition, break it down to the etymological root. Competere, it actually means to come together. So you're getting back into the game, coming together. There's gonna be, it's not gonna be like it's not gonna be like a Disney movie. Like things are not gonna just, right? It's like reality. It's more like a reality check. But the last clarifier, King of Pentacles, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Everything that you've worked hard for, you have the get a wish card. You have happiness. I mean, it's like gratitude, happiness, joy, and then in the heart of your spread, wish coming true. And then in your future, you're laying those one downs. You're taking a moment to breathe. You're getting back in the game, especially a new game for a lot of Geminis. And then you have the King of Pentacles, all right? The big protector, the big provider, the richest king, okay? The richest king. And he has a lot of power, sure. He has a lot of power. He has a lot of money. He has a lot of wealth. Now, with Mars moving into Cancer, a lot of you are going to feel that. It's in your second house of salary, all right? But I also want you to think of wealth as in like wealth in all areas of your life, in family, in home, in career. I mean, this is amazing. Last thing I'm going to point out is that, remember what I said. Venus is currently in Taurus, and on Thursday, Venus is conjuncting Uranus. This card is Taurus. Okay, you see the bulls on the throne here, right? This is amazing. All right, so there's a lot of y'all that are moving into this new place, into a lot of power and into a lot of wealth. Okay, I'm very excited for you. I want you to be very excited about this. I mean, look at all the abundance about around him, and just one other thing I'm going to point out. You see his hand on top of the pentacle there, right? That's owning your wealth. That's owning your wealth, owning your power, owning all this. I mean, like, you're good. All right, Gemini. Let's get to your stuff. You're entering a brand new area. Gemini, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I love all that. If you're not a commenter, I love emojis. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you, so I really do appreciate it. I am very grateful, and thank you for being here with me every week. You really make my day. So, Gemini, let's get to your stuff. Let's see what's going on here. Wow. Okay. Okay. You ever... Wow. Let's get started. You got the Queen of Cups. I think that you got the Queen of Cups last week too. Queen of Cups, like, as we know, she is, I call her the Princess Diana of, if not last week, the week before. She is like the Princess Diana, right? She is very loving, very maternal. She leads with her heart. She cares about everybody in her kingdom, okay? Cares about everyone in her kingdom, cares about, it doesn't even matter who it is, okay? It can be the emperor, it can be a farmer, all right? That's how loving she is. I really love that you got the Queen of Cups. It's almost like at this point that's what you want, all right? You want to be this person who is not only like this maternal person or even paternal, right? It's just feminine energy with a queen. All their queens, by the way, all their powers are internal, okay? All their powers are internal. Their energies are internal. Now, Queen of Cups, Queen, water, Cups, water, Cancer, okay? Mars going into Cancer, again, your second house, all right? Of not only salary but self-value, self-worth. And so there's a lot of self-love in this card too, okay? A lot of self-love in this card. There's a lot of love going around this week. There's a lot of love going around this week for you. It's almost and a lot of y'all are going to feel a lot of like a bit of like a spirituality, okay? You're gonna feel it, like the intuitiveness, like feeling a little bit more intuitive, feeling that you can see a lot more clearly, like you're in touch with, like, your pineal glands opening a little bit. Pluto did go into Aquarius in your ninth house of spirituality. You'll be feeling a lot of that, but I really love that for you. Now, you did get the Knight of Swords in your external factors area. I really love this. Knight of Swords, Uhtred, son of Uhtred. If you get that reference, leave a comment. Just someone who's very bold and someone who's very courageous. It's someone who's going into the store. Now, knights are fire, swords are air. What happens when you put fire and air, right? Fire and oxygen together? It's like whoosh. And then the swords, remember the mental suit, okay? Now, this is very interesting because this is someone who is just boom, you can see he's just ready to go. He's charging forward. Nothing's going to stop him, right? Came in your external influences area. So a lot of y'all have felt, interestingly, there's like someone that's kind of like your big cheerleader, someone who's like urging you on, okay? Someone who's urging you on to move forward, someone who is really, really just like, you got this, you can do this. I love that energy. And if it's not a physical person, I'm getting spirit guide energy too, like your spirit guides. Like, remember with the Queen of Cups, how I said that intuitive spirituality? I mean, it's showing up, all right? So remember that. And, it being in touch with their intuition is powerful, right? It's easier to make decisions. You see a lot more clearly. You trust yourself more. And I really love that. Now, you did get the Devil, all right? So what's really interesting here is that where it falls in your stuff, it's just saying you do not want to go back to old patterns. You do not want the stuff that in the past that was, haunting you. You don't want that no more. You're going to change everything to avoid that, okay? It's almost like lessons have been learned, all right? So this week, don't do it. Don't go back to like things that may have been not serving you well. It could be the way that you were thinking about things. It could be that the way that you know, could have had like certain addictions, or, you know, the biggest cliches are like drugs and alcohol. It could be something that was like very traumatic, right? That happened in the past. It still haunts you now, but I want you to remember something, and I want you to think about this, okay? Trauma doesn't happen to us, all right? It happens inside us, all right? And a lot of like it could have happened recently. It could have happened when you were a child, but you know, when you think about, you know, just growing up, you know, as a child, or even during your formative years, if there is something that traumatic that has happened, that you experienced, and that you feel, you know, even as a child, there's two things that were kind of like, you know, I guess would say like fundaments of who we are. And that's, you know, as a child, like that's attachment and authenticity, right? And so when that addiction kicks in, you have that attachment, but you lose that authenticity. And so I don't want you to lose any of your authenticity, Gemini. And I don't want you to feel that things that have happened to you in the past are like things that you can move from. I know that's easier said than done, but look, you can see that these two people, chains are loose, okay? Chains are loose, you can break free. All right. In order to break free, you have to be aware of what those chains are. In order to be aware of what those chains are, you have to care to break free. So if there is something that may be like kind of like, hey, like seducing you to go back to like the dark side or whatever, have that moment, be like, no, no, look at all this amazing goodness coming my way. I've worked really hard to get where I'm at. I've like blood, sweat, tears, heart, and soul. No, right? No. Now, lastly, you got the Hierophant. So I think that you're going to be fine anyway. You're going to be fine. This came in your final outcome. Now, remember what I said earlier. You got the King of Pentacles here, okay? Very Taurus energy, right? Venus in Taurus right now. Now, the Hierophant, ruled by Taurus, okay? Remember, Venus is in Taurus. This is going to be a big week for you for love and your passions and money. Remember, I said money, especially because Mars in Cancer is in your second house of money. But listen, the Hierophant, this is all about structure, stability. It's happening. All right, Gemini, it's starting to happen for you. All right. It's also, you're going to be, you know, for a lot of Geminis in this platform, right? You're going to, so the Hierophant, by the way, is someone who is the Greek priest. All right. If we trace this back, all right. Hierophant, if you break it down, and you know I'm a big nerd, so I always do this. Hero comes from Heros, okay? And that is holy or sacred, right? Font, feinen, which is to display or to reveal. And so it's really like, think of like a priest, or like just like the Pope, right? That kind of energy. Someone who has that deep sacred knowledge and wisdom, right? Powerful. So powerful, in fact, this is the first card in the major arcanas where other people appear, because when you have the deep sacred knowledge and wisdom, when you're on that platform, you pass it, you spread it to other people. And so for a lot of Geminis, you're going to be in this place of power where you're spreading that, okay? Whether it's, you know, just being that person for your family, for your community, for your neighborhood, your squad, or even on a global scale. A lot of stability with that card. A lot of stability and structure. I mean, you're good. You're good. Gemini, I'm very excited for you. I'm very excited for you, and you should be excited. Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in. Next April, all right, we're moving to April. We have a big eclipse, actually. It is a good one, though. It's a good eclipse. I know last year there were some eclipses that were like, whoa, really good eclipse. But I'll do your monthly readings for April. But Gemini, thanks so much for tuning in. Again, it'd be great if you hit that thumbs up button and like and subscribe. And if you're not a subscriber, and leave comments. I love hearing from you. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. All right. I love you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.